All right, let's talk about building English sentences. We're going to crack the code today with just one simple rule. And I mean it. This isn't just another boring grammar lesson. This is like getting a key that can fix dozens of common mistakes and totally change the way you speak.
Does this sound familiar? It's that sinking feeling, right? You've got all the words in your head, but when you go to speak, they just don't line up correctly. It's so frustrating, but trust me, you are definitely not alone in feeling this way.
Maybe you freeze up in the middle of a meeting, or you find yourself having to repeat things over and over, or maybe you just feel like you're guessing all the time, just hoping that what you said was right. Well, that feeling is exactly what we are going to solve today. These aren't just feelings. They're signs of a problem that, believe it or not, has a simple fix.
So let's get right to the root of this, because the real problem isn't what most people think it is.
Okay, listen up because this is the most important part. Your biggest struggles with communication, they're probably not because of some complex grammar rule you forgot. The real barrier, the thing that actually causes confusion, is your word order.
Think about it this way. If you make a small grammar mistake, like saying, "I go to the store yesterday," people will still totally get what you mean. But if you get the word order all mixed up, communication just breaks down. It becomes confusing or even impossible for people to understand you. That's why word order has to be your #1 priority.
So if word order is the big problem, what's the solution? Well, thankfully, it's not some giant complicated grammar book. It's one simple, really powerful rule. Let's call it the master key to English sentences.
And here it is, the big secret. Subject, verb, object. SVO. This little pattern is the foundation for almost every sentence in English. And you know the best part? Unlike in a lot of other languages, this order is incredibly fixed. It's reliable. Once you get this down, you can stop guessing and start building your sentences with real confidence. Let's break it down real quick. Step 1. You always start with the subject. Just ask yourself who or what is doing the thing. Step 2. Right after that comes the verb. That's the action itself. And step 3, you finish with the object, which is the thing receiving the action. Subject, verb, object. First, next, after. It really is that simple.
Okay, enough theory. Theory is great, but let's put this rule to work. We're going to see how this SVO pattern shows up in the 3 kinds of sentences you use every single day. Okay, so check this out. For a basic statement, it's pure subject, verb, object. She needs help. Easy, right? Now for a question, we just add does to the front. But look, the core, she need, that subject-verb order is still right there. It doesn't change. The same thing for negatives. We just slide does not in the middle. She does not need help. See? That SV combo is like glue. It always sticks together.
Here are just a few more examples from everyday life. A statement, they sent the email yesterday. A question, did they finish the report? And a negative, we do not have time today. See the pattern? Once you start looking for it, you'll see it absolutely everywhere. All right, so now that you have the rule, let's turn it into a tool to help you avoid those really common and confusing mistakes. This is how you go from just knowing the rule to actually using it to get things right every single time.
Okay, time for a quick pop quiz. Take a look at these 2 sentences. Which one is correct, A or B? Just think about our SVO rule. Who's doing the action?
Of course, it's B, I work here. And why is that? Because the subject, I, has to come before the verb, work. That other version, work I here, is a classic mistake where the verb comes first, and it instantly makes things sound confusing. SVO saves you from that every single time. All right, let's try another one. This is a different kind of puzzle. Look at this phrase on the screen, is important to finish. What key ingredient is missing here? Yep, it's missing a subject. Now this is a huge deal in English. A sentence must have a subject. It's a non-negotiable rule. Even if it's just a placeholder word like it, you can't just say, is important to finish. You have to say, it is important to finish. You just can't start a sentence with a verb like that. So let's just boil this all down to 3 essential things you need for any correct English sentence. 1, you need a subject. 2, you need a verb. And 3, you need them in that clear SVO order. If you can just check for those 3 things, you will automatically avoid the biggest and most confusing mistakes. Okay, let's wrap this up by looking at what you've really gained here. This isn't just another grammar rule you have to memorize. Think of it as a powerful new communication tool that you now have. So, Here's the big takeaway. I want you to stop trying to memorize hundreds of different rules. You don't have to. Instead, just focus on mastering this one reliable structure. It's the foundation that holds everything else together. And once you get this right, the rest of your English will just start to fall into place.
That's it. Just one rule. This one structure is all it takes to build a strong foundation for clear, confident communication, no matter what situation you're in.
So, you've got the master key now. You understand the one simple rule that runs almost the entire English language. The only question left is, what are you going to unlock with it?